Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today's new video is a Q&A for the Fanatic family. You can ask your boy anything NFL related about your favorite player, your favorite team. Obviously, we got the Suns and the Bucks game 4 going on right now. I caved. I have to go. I'll at least see a little bit as we're getting closer and closer to see who's going to be the NBA champion in 2021. But I felt this would be a good time that, if you don't really get a chance to get your questions answered, during the regular season, if we're busy, but it'll give you an opportunity that if you want to ask about your favorite player, your favorite team, or anything that's going on in the NFL right now, like Richard Sherman, the Shermanator, what the hell is going on with him? But I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Truly Green's in the building. Michael Pierpont in the building. What to do? We're getting closer and closer and closer to preseason, to the NFL regular season. I'm getting closer and closer in getting a flat screen TV, probably in this room in about a week. So I'm excited. So that means maybe some MLB games, maybe some NBA finals games if they're still playing. And then as we get into the preseason, I'm definitely very, very excited to be able to do some preseason games before we get into the NFL regular season. Ryan Strick in the building. What a deal. He said Melvin Ingram to the Chiefs. I'm actually surprised a lot of these guys are still available on the market, except for Richard Sherman. I don't know exactly what's going on with him. Sounds like he got drunk, drank a couple different, bottles of liquor, then threatened to hang himself, kill himself, and then injure himself. And I don't know what the hell's going on with him, obviously, because that's kind of out of character for Richard Sherman. Jameis Ameza in the building. Pierpont in the building. What to do? Does anyone have over a 30% chance to win the NFC East? Oh, that's a good question. At this point right now, I think that the Cowboys and their defense at this point, I can't really count on them to win the division. There is a chance or a possibility that they might be able to still make, the playoffs or a wild card. But I'm not really too sure about that defense. At this point, I'm not sold on it. And then with the Philadelphia Eagles, I think they might be the third or fourth best team, at this point with kind of rebuilding mode and everything that they have to go through. So right now, it's probably the Washington football team or whatever the hell you want to call them and the New York football Giants. Those are going to be the two teams at this point. If they stay healthy, that got to be towards the top. But the Dallas Cowboys with Dak, if he stays healthy for the full season, they got to be in the consideration. I got to say, at least today, the only team that I feel they have a lot to prove. I'm not saying the Philadelphia Eagles can't make the playoffs. I'm not saying the Philadelphia Eagles are going to have a bad season, but at this point, they have a lot to prove compared to the Giants, the Cowboys, and the Washington football team, at least today, in my opinion. They could surprise a lot of people. I know Devontae Smith is going to be great. I know Jalen Hurts is going to ball out, but the other questions kind of concern me. I know Dallas Goedert will be good, but what about the offensive line? Are they going to stay healthy? What's the defense going to look like? How are they going to match up to the rest of the teams in the NFC East? So even though teams don't typically win back-to-back in the NFC East, at this point, the Washington football team has got to be the favorite. At this point for me, even with Ryan Fitzmagic, they got Scary Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, they got Gibson. I just feel at this point, the Washington football team, to me, it looks like they have the most stability, on offense, defense, the full board. And then the Giants look like they've made a lot of improvements. Dallas looks good on offense on paper, but it seems like they always fail at some point. And then I'm hoping the Eagles have a good team. But to me right now, they're kind of on the back end or on the outside looking in. But a lot could change. A lot could change from, today, from that point. But I'm hoping the Eagles have a good season. I always root for them. I want them to be able to develop well. But also, if they end up having a bad season, that might be a good thing. Carson Wentz plays 75% of his snaps. You get 3 first-rounders. You have one shitty year. You go 5-12, something of that nature. You know what I mean? You don't have a good season, but then you get 3 first-rounders, get like a Kayvon Thibodeau, and you build around Jalen Hurts. Hopefully, if that's the guy for the future. If he's not, then you want to go for another quarterback in the draft, like maybe a Sam Howell from UNC, because I would assume Rattler from Oklahoma will probably be the number one pick in the draft if it's not Kayvon Thibodeau. So just because you have a bad season and you take, one step backwards, the Eagles could take 10 steps forward with 3 first-rounders. So I'm kind of hoping they have a bad season so that way they can get the 3 first-rounders, and as long as they execute on those picks, then they could end up being right in the mix, for many, many years in the NFC East. But it all depends on what they do with the picks, and maybe we'll get surprised this season with a better year. But I'm thinking if you can take 1 step backwards to go 10 steps forward would be beneficial for Philly rather than being mediocre, 500, or maybe making a wild card and not getting the most out of the draft picks going into the following year. But we got a lot, to get to before we get into the 2021 season, preseason, and beyond. Jameis Meza in the building, tighten up in the building. What to do? Saints need to pay up Marcus Williams. Debatable. I mean, it just depends on if you really feel that he's someone that you can move forward with or not. Amber M in the building. Yo, Ryan, what to do? Big Jim Cruz, Supper Ryan in the building. What to do? We got Saints fans. We got Eagles fans. We got Titans fans all in the building. What to do? Amber M. Yeah, Sherman, hope he's okay. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with him. I mean, it's very out of character. He's one of the smartest guys in the NFL. I don't understand with the drinking and, trying to break into the house. And, obviously if you're drunk, you're going to say shit that you don't mean, but so out of character for Richard Sherman. And he's not even signed by a team yet. So now, you're out of character. You know what I mean? People are worried about you. What the fuck is going to happen moving forward? I don't really know. I'm very concerned for Richard Sherman in the Shermanator. Big Jim Cruz, Eagles, E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. They are the sleeper. They are the sleeper. And it's not like I'm talking shit saying they're the worst team in the NFC East, but you have to see where I'm coming from. I have no bias. I root for Philly every year, but based on, Dallas and Dak, if he stays healthy, based off Washington, have an amazing defensive front led by Chase Young. Your offense looks pretty good with Ryan Fitzmagic. Right. And then with the Giants and all the additions, even though I don't like Danny Dimes, but, getting Kadarius Toney from Florida, getting a healthy Saquon, getting pieces on defense, it just seems like Philly hasn't made as many changes to upgrade the roster besides Devontae Smith. Like, I love Devontae Smith. He could be the next Marvin Harrison. And I like Jalen Hurts. Miles Sanders is dope. I like Dallas Goedert. But the thing that concerns me is the offensive line and the age, obviously the health. And then the defense and the chemistry. Fletcher Cox is not getting any younger. But like I said, we could be surprised. But I think if you're looking for Philly's long-term future, having a bad year and getting 3rd or 4th in the NFC East and then getting 3 first-rounders, and if you hit on those, or at least 2 out of the 3, then you could be right towards the top in the 1st or 2nd place running going forward in the NFC East. So sometimes you got to have a shitty year to go forward. And that's my personal opinion. If you guys like these Q&As, I'm going to do them a lot because I can always come up with original content, but I know you guys have questions that you guys, fire off when I'm doing my top 5, my top 10s. But I love the fans. I love you guys. I want you guys to be able to pick my brain. I've been reading, doing a lot of film study. The warehouse job has been kicking my ass. I'm bloody. I'm fucking bruised every day. But I always like your guys' input, and I know you guys want to pick my brain because even though I might not be an Eagles fan or a Cowboys fan, I still feel when I respond to these questions, I put myself in your shoes, and I try to give you my perspective as kind of a GM, head coach, and what's going through my brain. And that's not the typical thing that you're going to get, from the Northwest Sports Fanatics, and that's big facts. Truly Greens, he probably still mad after that Super Bowl 1-yard line versus the Pats. Washington sucks, says Big Jim Cruz. Well, we know that's not true. We know that is not true. We already know. We already know the Washington football team is going to be pretty solid, regardless if it's Ryan Fitzmagic or Heineke from Heineke. But I think that they got to have the leading edge right now, going in because you got to have balance. You got to have offense. You got to have defense. You got to have offensive line. You got to have coaching. And just the pieces that they have, Scary Terry McLaurin, very underrated. He doesn't suck. Chase Young in that defensive line, you could argue, is the best in the NFL, besides Tampa Bay or a few other teams. So I know you're a big Eagles fan and, you're going to have your opinions. I get it. But we know goddamn well Washington football team is not going to suck. And like I said, if the Eagles suck this year, it might not be bad for you guys. One bad year to have maybe 4 or 5 amazing years, or you have a decent year and then a couple years after that, mediocre? I mean, do you want to be around 500, 9-8, or 8-9? Or would you rather be 5-12 one year, and then all of a sudden you're firing off 10, 11, 12 wins, year after year after year? I would imagine that's what you would want. And if you get 3 first-rounders with this Carson Wentz move, it could be huge. Sorry, but I have little faith in Hurts. Big Jim Cruz. Amber M says not having the faith. And I think that the thing is with coaching, that's the thing that worries me as well. I'm not sure if I like Sirianni, and I'm not sure if I like the coaching staff. I know you had to move away from Dougie P, but I don't know if I really like Philly's coaching staff right now, and that's another reason why I kind of have them on the back end of the NFC East. They seem like they haven't really made as many moves as Dallas, the Giants, or Washington to improve the team. I mean, I know they're going to be looking forward, but they're almost like in rebuilding mode to me, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not like I'm saying that they're horrible, but, I mean, if you have a bad year, it could be a good thing moving forward. Michael Pierpont, I'm not worried about the Eagles. They have 3 first-rounders next year, hopefully, and they can get Deshaun Watson. Well, yeah, but we don't even know if Deshaun Watson's going to be playing football anytime soon. And then do you really want to have, a quarterback, if he's guilty with all those legal, issues that he's having with the groping and whatnot? Is that someone that you want to have, for the face of your franchise? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if you want someone like that. Yeah, he's a top 4 quarterback in the NFL when he's out there, but I got to be able to see. I mean, if it's one thing, if it's 1 or 2 girls, that are making the complaints, but when you have 20, there's probably at least a couple people that are in there that are truth. There's probably people in there trying to get money, but 20, fucking A, man, that is not a good look for Deshaun Watson, and I wouldn't expect that from him at all. Ryan Strick says Heineke or Fitzmagic to start. No question, without a doubt, Ryan Fitzmagic. He's the leader. This will be an opportunity for him to be able to take a team to the playoffs for the first time in his career. Ryan Fitzmagic, starter week 1 and the starter at the end of the year, as long as he doesn't get hurt, in my opinion. And that's big facts. Jameson Meza. Okay, what gives Ryan Tannehill let off the top 10 quarterback list from ESPN? Because they're fucking stupid. The thing is, Jameson, I already know, to me, Tannehill is a top 10 quarterback. I know you're a Titans fan. He's my favorite quarterback that's not a superstar quarterback. Go back and look at the last 24 to 27 starts, and all his stats match up to Mahomes and Russell Wilson and Rodgers and Brady. His numbers are there. Completion percentage, touchdown to interception ratio. I mean, he's got it all. So, ESPN is ESPN. There are a bunch of trolls there who actually watches SportsCenter anymore anyways. But I'll tell you what, when they end up getting to the playoffs, Ryan Tannehill will show you how good he really is. Julio Jones, King Henry, he doesn't even have to have those type of weapons around him. I would take Ryan Tannehill on my team in a heartbeat. That's how much I like him. And people, he's just not a sexy name. He's not a Russell Wilson. He's not an Aaron Rodgers. He's not a Tom Brady. He's just not a sexy name. But when it comes down to the bottom line, wins, losses, can you get it done? Can I count on you on third down? Are you a clutch player? Yes, 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 yes. I love him. So, if they want to have him out of the top 10, shame on them, because I know Ryan Tannehill and the Titans are going to have a great shot to not only make the playoffs, not only a chance to win the AFC South with the Colts, but they're going to have a great chance to try to get to an AFC championship game. And I think they're definitely one of the teams that are going to be in the running to get there. Yeah, we got the Chiefs. Yeah, we got Buffalo. Yeah, we got the Browns. All right, but also we got to mention the Titans, and that's big facts. Xavier Howard trade, Truly Green says. Big Jim Cruz, I want to see if Hurts is the guy. I feel good about him as QB1. I do too. I actually like Jalen Hurts. The thing is if he fails, it's not going to be because of him. It's going to be because of the offensive line. It's going to be because of the coaching with Sirianni. It's going to be because of the defense. It's not going to be necessarily, I feel, him. So once they get more pieces around him, so bad it hurt Zach Ertz on the way out. You got Dallas Goedert. You're going to have to rebuild the wide receiving core. You got Devontae Smith. I get it. But offensive line's getting a little older as well. They're injury prone. But hopefully Brooks and Kelsey or Kels, obviously, if you guys saw the Travis Kelce thing, he says that we've been saying his name wrong this whole time, which is mind-blowing. Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce, Kels. I mean, I guess however way you want to pronounce it. He said one's a nickname and one's how you really pronounce it. But if you don't really have it as Kelce, How the hell have we been saying it wrong this whole time? And I imagine we're going to keep continuing saying Travis Kelce unless the NFL analysts decide to go a different route. But that's my personal opinion with that. I like Jalen Hurts, but like I said, he's going to be a fantasy football lock. He's going to be like Dak Prescott 2.0. But if he fails, it's not going to be because of him. It's going to be about the coaching staff and the supporting cast. Big Jim Cruz. He says, shock the world, Eagles. We will see. We will see. Michael Pierpont says, I hate Jalen Hurts. Well, it's going to be better than Carson Wentz. He at least can extend the plays, bootleg, play action. So, you got to see it's a team game. It's a team game. We have to see where it goes, though. Eagles going for Watson after his case closes. We'll see. Rattler or Stingley Jr. from LSU going number 1. Not happening. Not Stingley Jr. Stingley Jr. is good. All right. Spencer Rattler could go number 1. Kayvon Thibodeau could go number 1. Stingley will probably be, a top 5 pick, a top 6 pick, but it might go quarterback, and then you might end up getting a Kayvon Thibodeau in there. But Stingley will definitely be a top 10 pick unless he has some kind of injury this season. Hurts giving me that Russell Wilson feel. Whoa! Pump the brakes, Big Jim Cruz. Because the Jalen Hurts should be giving you Dak Prescott vibes, but there's no way in hell he's ever going to be as good as Russell Wilson. So I know you love your Eagles, but let's pump the brakes a little bit. This is me just letting you know what I mean, with no bias, looking on the outside looking in. He could be a fantasy football freak, but he is definitely not going to be a top 3 quarterback anytime in his entire career. That's facts. Curtis Samuel will go off this year. Brandon Simmons. Facts. I think Curtis Samuel, Scary Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, Ryan Fitzmagic, Chase Young. I think Washington is going to be a very good football team. Amber M, yeah, Eagles fan, you can't tell me you won't trade for Watson. Yeah, of course you would want to have him, Watson or someone there that could take that team to the next level. But if they end up having a bad season, instead of going for Watson, they might try to go for a Spencer Rattler or maybe a Sam Howell from UNC. They're probably going to go for a guy in college if they want to move on from Jalen Hurts, if he's not the guy. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be him failing. It's going to be the head coach, the OC, the defense, the O-line. It's a supporting cast that might fail him, but I think he's going to have a pretty damn good year. He'll definitely be a fantasy football dream come true, depending on when you get him. Michael Pierpont said, we need some O-linemen too with our old heads there right now. Agreed. And you're an Eagles fan as well, so you would know. I would love to see Stingley go to the Saints. Not going to happen, Truly Greens. He's going to get picked way too high unless the Saints want to, draft up. Because the Saints should be probably a 500 ball club, slightly better, slightly worse, but you'd have to be much, much better. Little Uzi Vert, 1,600, bang, $10, my boy. What it do? Been watching for years, think it's time to finally donate. My Bucks disappointing me right now in the NBA Finals. Also sucks seeing my man, Ronald Acuna Jr. tears ACL. I watched the MLB All-Star Game, and like I said, it is sad. Some of your teams aren't really panning out the way that you want. The Braves will bounce back. You got the Dodgers, you got the Padres. Just give the Braves a couple years and they should be there. That is sad to see Acuna Jr., Albies, and some of these other guys are going to have to step up. But the Bucks could still win the NBA Finals, even though I think most people think Phoenix, Suns in 4. Obviously, it's not going to be Suns in 4 because we're probably going to go 7 games, I would assume, in this series, possibly 6. But like I said, with Milwaukee, you got Giannis, but it seems like the team that's playing the better basketball is Phoenix, and you got CP3, the point guard. So if you have someone like that that's been in the league for this long, that extra motivation to try to win the chip for him, Milwaukee will be in the finals again. But Phoenix, this might be their only chance, to be able to get the ring. So that's why I'm kind of leaning for Phoenix to win the championship. In this particular matchup, though, as we're watching right now, fourth quarter, 89-86, Milwaukee needs to win this game. They need this, to tie it up 2-2. Because if you don't and you go up 3-1, the game will probably be over in 5 or 6. You have no chance at that point, but I feel you. And shout out to you, Uzi, for finally donating. I put a lot of love and effort and passion and energy, into the channel. I got about close to 10 people that have agreed to come on the channel with me this season. So I got friends that are Seahawks fans, Colts fans, Chargers fans, Cowboys fans from all over, here in Oregon. Some are out of state, so some of them will be a guest, obviously out of state on StreamYard with me. But I would say about 90% of the people that you're going to see online with me calling games are going to be here in the studio. So it's going to be very exciting. Pretty much everyone that I've reached out to has agreed to come on and hang out with your boy and meet you guys. So I'm very excited to introduce a lot of these people to you guys this season. I was thinking I would have maybe 2 or 3, but it sounds like there might be closer to about 10. Your boy's got friends, and a lot of them love football. And they are my real friends, not no fake shit, not someone that's going to quit. All right, someone that's going to be here for your boy and enjoy watching the NFL. So I'm very excited about that. Big Jim Cruz says CTE. CTE for Sherman. Nola in the building. My boy, what's up, bro? Let's see. Sherman's supposed to be coming to the Saints. Did he mess up now? You want him? He'd be getting drunk and saying he's going to kill himself. Not a good look. Washington sucks. It's the new mascot, Big Jim Cruz. Shout out Little Uzi Vert for finally donating to your boy. I appreciate it. And not only did you donate, you could have did $1. You could have did $2, but you decided to donate 10. So shout out to you, man. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to be repping the Packers this season with my boy, Matt, who's actually my stepsister's husband. And I asked him a couple days ago, hey, for the Packers fans that I got, and I know you're a big Packers fan. So I was like, do you want to come on and do some games with me when the Packers are on? And he said, yeah. So Uzi, you'll be able to meet Matt and you'll be able to pick his brain. You guys can talk Packers when he comes through. And a lot of these people that come through will probably just come through a few times during the year. And then maybe who ends up doing the best out of these 5 to 10 people might end up a full-time spot, with your boy. But a lot of my friends got full-time jobs. They're working hard. So they're going to have to make time out of their schedule, just like your boy. But I'm very excited to be able to have you guys meet a lot of my friends that are all over Oregon that are fans of many, many teams in the NFL. So it's not going to be just Bucs fans on there like myself. I mean, you're going to get Packers, Colts, you're going to get Chargers, you're going to get Cowboys, Eagles. You're going to get a wide range, and I'm absolutely very excited to be able to introduce these people to you guys. And that's big facts. Big Jim Cruz, 11-7. Eagles are not going 11-7. I hate to tell you this, man. Like the chances of them, going 11-7, I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. Because the thing is, if you're going, it's going to be 17 games. So it would, so it used to be 11-5. So it would be 11-6, right? Because it used to be like 12-4. So it'd be 12-5. So it'd be 17 games. So instead of 18 games, so it'd be 11-6. And I just don't see that. I mean, the number one team in the NFC East might not even get 11 games. I mean, more than likely they will. But I mean, I just don't see the Eagles as that team. And I'm not trying to shit on your parade or anything, but I just don't see that. Seth Werner in the building. Yo, what a deal, Ryan. What up, my guy? My question. Who will have more yards next year, OBJ or Landry? I think Landry, it will be close. That's a great question because they're going to be run heavy. But the thing is that Landry's one of those guys that's intermediate. Slant routes, out routes, in routes, right? If Landry stays healthy, it'll be him. But if OBJ can stay healthy, he's the best wide receiver in December out of pretty much any wide receiver in the NFL. The problem is he usually doesn't make it to December. But if you look at his stats in December, no one can really touch him in December. I mean, he is on fire. I mean, he's going to be able to get the yards, and that might put the Browns over the top. So if OBJ stays healthy for the full season, I think it's going to be him because they're going to be able to go deep to him, but it all depends on his health, and it all depends on if he can make it to December because I think December is going to be one of his biggest months, that he's had in previous years. But also this season, if he ends up making it to December, he might be unstoppable at that point. You got Chubb, you got Kareem Hunt, you can do those intermediate routes, but we might be able to get the OBJ that we got from the Giants when we used to see the one-handed grabs and the Sports Center OBJ. That's what we're hoping for, a comeback player of the year kind of performance from OBJ or Dak Prescott. So if it's my opinion, if they both stay healthy, I'm going to OBJ. But if obviously OBJ gets hurt, then it's obviously by default going to be Landry. But OBJ, I think he has something to prove. And as long as he can keep that legs and arm and he can mentally be right, he might have an amazing comeback player of the year type of season, just like Dak Prescott. Eagles are in cap hell, Big Jim Cruz. We need Ertz trade for a cornerback number 2. I mean, the only team that really could use Ertz effectively is going to be the Indianapolis Colts, have them reunited, obviously with your boy Frank Reich and Carson Wentz. So I'm kind of surprised that hasn't got done just yet, but we will have to wait and see. I don't know if the Eagles will get Watson. I don't think they're going to be interested in someone that has legal problems, kind of being the face of the franchise. I get it. He's a top 4 quarterback in the league when he's healthy. But now with everything in the scandal, and I don't know if he's innocent or guilty. I don't want to really play on that. But it's going to be interesting to see if he ends up playing for Houston again. And then if obviously he doesn't, do you want to have that? I mean, what do you care about? Wins? All right, or the actual reputation of your franchise. So obviously, Eagles fans, you might be like, fuck it, I don't give a shit if he breaks the law. I want to be able to be in the playoffs, and I want to be able to win. Fine, all right, but if you put a black eye in your franchise, having a criminal on your team, that might be not the best look. So sometimes people care about that. In the organization, fans sometimes do not care. They just want to be able to win the NFC East. They want to go to the playoffs and try to get to the fucking Super Bowl and win like they did with Carson Wentz and slick Nick Foles. And that's facts. A Blazers fan, do you think Russell Wilson is a top 5 quarterback? I think he is 3 or 4. Oh, absolutely. Right now, if you're looking at the NFL, Patrick Mahomes won, based off the youth and the age movement, right? Russell Wilson, you could probably say 2 or 3 with Aaron Rodgers. So I'd probably go Patrick Mahomes 1, Russell Wilson 2, Aaron Rodgers 3. And then for this season, I think you could argue you could put Tom Brady instead of Deshaun Watson at 4 just for these last couple seasons, because you got to think with Brady, if he's there on the team, you got a chance. I mean, they already proved it last season winning the Super Bowl. Obviously, you could say that Brady is, kind of getting to the point where he might not be a top 10 quarterback anymore. But if you need one quarterback in the clutch, and that's just not me being biased, being a Bucs fan. I mean, we've seen what he did in New England. We've seen what he did with Tampa Bay last year. We're bringing back all the starters, all the coaching staff. I think we have a great chance to go for 2. I think we can play Kansas City in the Super Bowl again and win. That's just my personal feeling. Now, are we going to be able to do that? Are we going to be able to get past the Rams in the NFC Championship game or sooner? Or maybe one of these other teams like the Niners or someone else? I don't know. But what I do know is that Russell Wilson is definitely a top 3 quarterback in this, whole entire league atmosphere. And like I said, it just depends if he stays in Seattle or moves on. Anyone that thinks that he's not a top 5 quarterback is a fucking idiot. And that's big facts. Jameis Ameza, bang, $5, my boy. Can't wait to watch King Henry dominate the rushing crown again. And I'm going to be doing fantasy football. I got my boy Chris Miley in Idaho. He's really, really into fantasy football like me. He pays me weekly, to set up his lineup, to help him draft, to pretty much get the lineup right. And he's got a good mind for fantasy football as well. So I'll be doing a fantasy football show every week. And a lot of people donate me money, to be able to get their lineups right. Because some people have buy-in leagues that are $50, $100, $150. And if you get first place, you might win $500, $600, $700, $800. This is a serious thing. So if you love fantasy football, this will be the place to come for not only tips, but I can help set up your lineup right. And like I said, if I end up charging something simple like $5 a month, and you're going through fantasy football, that's worth it. You know what I mean? Because if I can set your lineup right, look at your bench, get your bench right, pick up guys off the waiver wire for you. There's even times where I draft people's teams, even though I'm probably not supposed to, you know what I mean? But they can't fucking draft. They know I can. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to help, the Fanatic family and the other people out. And we're still going to have the Northwest Sports Fanatics Fantasy Football League in 2021. And that's big facts. And I can't wait to see King Henry dominate again. Big facts. Little Uzi Vert, he is reading every comment. Respect. Well, no shit, man. Come on, man. I read every comment. That's really what separates me from all the other YouTubers out there. I truly do love and appreciate every single one of y'all, whether you donate, you don't donate, you comment, you don't comment, you heart the video, you share the video, you subscribe, you don't subscribe. I'm going to earn, that subscription to the channel. I'm trying to get to the 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K, 100K. The big goal is to get over that 20K hump again. Over 1,100 videos in the library, 3.3, 3.4 million views. I'm trying to get to 4 and 5 million views. But you're not going to see that love and appreciation. And I know sometimes, I have to go back and it takes time for me to get caught up with everyone. But I think that's what you guys really respect about me, that I do really, do that. Like I said right here, right? I read every comment. I do. And I mean, what other YouTuber does that? You know what I mean? Even when I get to a point where I have 20, 30, 50, 100 in the room, the most time that I can spend and not skipping anyone shows you how much I am dedicated to every single person in the room. And I don't think you're going to get that from a lot of these YouTubers that are out there. And that's big facts. Ryan Strick, who is more likely to play for their former team this year, Watson or Rodgers? Rodgers, no question. Rodgers should probably go back to Green Bay. I was really thinking it was going to be Denver. If it was going to be Denver, the deal would have been done already. So there's really two possible outcomes now. Rodgers plays, right, even though he doesn't want to, right, for one more year, and then they do the trade next year, or he sits out. And can you really picture Rodgers sitting out? Especially when they have a team that's went to the NFC Championship game twice, right, and lost. Niners, obviously that was tough. Buccaneers, that was tough. They should have drafted Justin Jefferson or got someone to give him help, but that's still no guarantee that they would have got to the Super Bowl and won. But when they played the Bucs and they had a chance to go for it on fourth down and they didn't, right, and if Rodgers would have been able to complete that, and if they would have been able to beat the Bucs and go to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs and win, we will never know. So I think there's a big, problem with Kuntz and LaFleur. Is LaFleur really that great of a coach? Or is it just because Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams? Because at some point, the Packers are going to get blown up. Rodgers will be gone to another team probably next year. Devontae Adams might go back to the Raiders and join his college teammate from Fresno State, Mr. Carr, Derek Carr. So I'm not really too sure, but definitely I definitely do not see Watson going back to the dumpster fire they call the Houston Texans. That's the worst team in football. It's one of the worst organizations I've seen in the NFL in years. Yeah, there's the Bengals, there was the Buccaneers and the Jags, but with the J.J. Watt, and then the DeAndre Hopkins, now the Deshaun Watson, and everyone that's associated to Houston, I would be embarrassed to be on that fucking football team. They are going to be horrible. They're only going to win a couple games this season. And if they get Spencer Rattler, that might not be enough, for them to really turn it around. And that's big facts. Amber M says, I'd say Rodgers. Watson's case piled up super high. Absolutely. Zach Bell in the building. What a deal. Man, there's a lot of people in here. I got to kind of scroll through all the comments and be patient with me if I haven't got to some of your comments here. I'm trying to go as quick as I can, but I don't want to skip over anyone because, like I said, I appreciate every single one of y'all. Zach Bell obviously has not been in the room for quite some time. Obviously, asking a question like that. Obviously, we have moved on, and we're going to have a lot of co-hosts in the building with your boy. And let's see, Uzi says, I could never make it in the studio from the Southeast. Hey, but we might be able to work something out, my guy. Wilson, 3 or 4, not better than Rodgers and Mahomes, though. I don't know if I would say he's not better because you got to think if he's been in the league for like 7 or 8 years and he's only missed the playoffs once, they've had garbage teams. Seattle, no offensive line, no defensive line, no Legion of Boom, no Marshawn Lynch. They just got DK. You got Tyler, get to the door and lock it. Carson gets hurt all the time. And every time we count out Seattle, they still end up making the wild card or winning the division. So Rodgers has Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones? Devontae Adams, a great defense, better coaching. Schneider's not good. Pete Carroll's not good anymore. They don't draft the pieces that they need. So to say Russell Wilson is not better than Rodgers and Mahomes, I would question that. You know what I mean? Because look at Mahomes might be the best quarterback, in the league, but they couldn't even score on Tampa Bay and Tom Brady, and we ended up winning the Super Bowl. So as far as youth movement, Mahomes 1, Wilson 2, Rodgers is a little bit older, but in the true reality of things, Mahomes is going to get more than 1 ring. Wilson and Rodgers probably are not. They're going to be probably like Drew Brees and finish their career with just 1, which is a damn fucking shame. Brees should have got more than 1. Rodgers should have got more than 1. And Wilson should have got more than 1, right? They should have handed the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, but the Patriots made a great play. It is what it is. It shows you how hard it is to win Super Bowls in this game that we call and love the NFL. And that's big facts. Calvin Griffin, when I come out there later this year, we doing a show. Bro, if you come out to Oregon, come over to my house, and I'll definitely let you hop on. We can do a Saints game together. I would absolutely love that. You come and visit your boy in Oregon. You will be on the show with me. Facts. Seth Werner, bang, $5. Orion, what can I say, man? You have brought sports analytics back for me. LOL. Can't wait for the future of the channel. Appreciate that. And the thing is, for the brownies, And Browns fans, you got laughed at for years, just like I did as Jameis Winston and the Bucs fans, right? But moving forward, you're the team that has one of the brightest futures long-term. Kansas City, long-term. Browns, long-term. Bills, long-term. Chargers, long-term. The Rams look like they got something special there too. So there's a lot of teams that are building for a long-term movement. And I'm super excited for the Browns. I hope you guys make the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship game. And I really mean that. Anytime I see a team struggle, I want to see those teams be better again and win. And the teams that I'm really rooting for, Cincinnati Bengals and the Detroit Lions. Please, God, can we please, God, get Cincinnati and Detroit being good again at some point? Quick update, 95-94. Oh, my, 97-95. 3 minutes left. The Bucs fans are going crazy. Okay, Milwaukee, I had to cave. You know what I mean? It's game 4. Once it goes to game 4, 5, 6, even though the NBA isn't really my thing, I'll tune in because I am a sports fan and I am a Northwest sports fanatic. Much love to everyone that's donating to your boy, Seth Warner, my boy, Brownies in the building. And if you remember, it doesn't matter if I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100. I remember your name. I remember who you are, and I remember what fan base you are, and it's a special relationship that you have. Not only will I shout you out, but to have that friendship and that bond that we can all come together on a channel and have something that we love. Like the NFL or college football. The MLB isn't for everyone. NBA, wrestling isn't for everyone. But one thing that we can agree on for the most part is we love the NFL, and a lot of us love college football the same way as well. Anthony Ramirez in the building. Raiders. What to do, man? I am excited for the Raiders. I'm hoping that you guys can do big things. I said that you guys could make a wild card within the first 3 years in the Vegas. You didn't do it last year. Had a lot of injuries. You might have to wait for Davante Adams to come to the Raiders. And if that happens, guess what? You'll probably make the playoffs if he ends up coming next year. And if Rodgers leaves and Adams leaves and you get Carr and Adams and Waller, watch the fuck out. I'm really rooting for that. Not to, shit on anyone's parade that's a Green Bay Packer fan, but I'm really wanting Adams to go there because that could really rebuild John Gruden's image, Mike Mayock's image, as well as getting Davante Adams in the silver and black. He would look damn good. And they were teammates because I bet a lot of y'all didn't know Derek Carr and Davante Adams played together at Fresno State. How many of y'all really knew that? Not a lot, probably. You know what I mean? So, your boy is always watching the film. And that's big facts. Nathan Dodson, what up, man? Suppo Rizzle. What to do, my guy? How are you, dude? Appreciate you. Love you. Hopefully everything's going good in your life. Ryan Trick, you see the Chargers Twitter team post a video of Herbert's highlights against the Chiefs. Third string in response to Mahomes. I'll see when I believe it. Yeah, but also that was taken out of context like everything is. And we already know Mahomes has respect for Herbert. He may not have respect for a lot of quarterbacks in the league. And that's not me just being an Oregon Duck, Justin Herbert super fan. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Justin Herbert was the best under pressure. And if you don't think that Justin Herbert is a top 10 quarterback going forward and possibly going as high as top 5 in this league, you're kidding yourself. Justin Herbert's got all the intangibles and the tools to be the next big thing at quarterback. If Deshaun Watson's taking a step back, I would take Justin Herbert over Kyler. I would take Justin Herbert over Lamar. I would take Justin Herbert over a lot of those quarterbacks after Mahomes, Wilson, Rodgers. You know what I mean? Like right after those guys and maybe Brady at 4 for this season, even though he's old, I'm going Justin Herbert around 5, 6, 7. I mean, I think Kyler's great. I love Lamar, but I think Justin Herbert is not going to turn the ball over. He's got a stronger arm. I think Josh Allen and Justin Herbert are kind of the future of this league. And that's my personal opinion, and that's big facts. Nathan Dotson, he meant I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah. And we already saw it last year. We already saw it last year how great Justin Herbert was. It wasn't because they were losing games because of him, because Anthony Lynn is fucking trash, right? All their guys got fucking hurt, right? Derwin James got hurt. So when you have shitty coaching and all your guys get hurt and you have horrible clock management, how the fuck are you supposed to win games? So they got rid of Anthony Lynn, and they actually got great coaching in there now, and they are one of the bright spots in the league in the NFL, in my opinion. You might not be as good as the Chiefs, right? But at some point, we might have a Chargers-Chiefs AFC championship game in the future. That's facts. Calvin Griffin, Michael Thomas may have 2,000 yards this year because the Saints damn sure don't have a number 2 or 3 receiver. Facts. I can't wait to see what Michael Thomas and AK-41 really does this season, regardless if it's with Jameis or with Taysom Hill. I don't know if 2,000, I mean, you might actually have a better chance of AK-41 getting, over 2,000 yards combined, but the rushing yards could be very, very high. We might, instead of getting 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, it could be higher than that, if they want to pound the rock. But I'm excited to see what those two guys do, not only against Tampa Bay, but the rest of the league. That's facts. Orion, who are your top 10 receivers all time? Wowee. Top 10, that's tough. I mean, I have to go through and do my research, but if I just go through just like the top 5, 6 through 10 is a little bit tougher. Jerry Rice at 1, Randy Moss at 2, T.O. at 3, probably Megatron at 4, and then maybe Larry Fitzgerald at 5. But then there's a lot of other guys, as we're going through that we'll have to go look at the record books and, the Steve Largents and all these other guys that are in there. But I think, top 5, I can answer right off the top of my head right there. Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, T.O., right, Megatron, and then probably Larry Fitz. But then there's a lot of other guys after that, 6 through 10, that definitely need some consideration. Some that are playing today, and then some that are going to be already retired. But I'll give you 6 through 10 after I do a little bit more research. That way I can give you a correct answer. But those are my top 5 based on how I see them. Those are the top 5 most dominant, wide receivers. And some people might say Larry Fitz at 5, 6, or 7. But when you go back and look at the record books and everything that he's accomplished, putting him at 5 or 6 isn't that crazy to me. That's personally. Amber M says, you definitely not wrong. MT on pace to break the receiving record again. Dude going to get targeted 100% of the time, besides AK-41. And that's big facts. Let's see here. Traquan, wide receiver 2. Here's Truly Greens, the biased Saints fan, thinking that these wide receivers are better than they are. Truly Greens, you got Amber M, who's a Saints fan. You got Calvin Griffin, who's a Saints fan. You're the only one besides Nola who's like delirious, all right? All right, you got wide receivers, but Traquan is not a fucking wide receiver 2. Callaway is not a wide receiver 3. Bro, if you really believe that, you don't know football. And I'm not trying to talk shit, but dude, seriously, when you look at Mike Evans 1, Chris Godwin 2, AB 3, that's a fucking wide receiving core. Traquan and Callaway, get the fuck out of here. Deontay Harris, that's a special teams player. You know what I mean? And you had Justin Jefferson on one side, Michael Thomas on the other. That's one thing. But don't be fucking saying shit like that. That makes you look like an idiot. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? And not only in front of me, but everyone that's in the room. That's showing how biased you are of the Saints, thinking that those guys are really better than they are. Traquan is not fucking Chris Godwin. Callaway is not fucking AB or anywhere even near close to that range. Those guys are not that good. Even Emmanuel Sanders at his old-ass age is better than all those guys, and he was on your team last year. Put up decent numbers, but that's a guy that could be a wide receiver too, all right? You can say Emmanuel Sanders, but those guys, those are wide receiver 3, 4, 5, and beyond. Special teams, backups, water boys. Come on, man. Be better, Truly Greens. Don't be so biased. You got to look at the league as a whole. Those guys are okay, but they're nowhere near being a solid number 2, 3 option. You got AK-41, Michael Thomas, that's it. I mean, even Taysom Hill would be a better option than fucking Traquan or Callaway as a weapon, game in and game out. Harris, he's a speedster on special teams, but you can't count on those guys to be wide receiver 2, 3, and 4. Ask any other Saints fan that's not you or Nola. They'll tell you those guys aren't as good as you think they are. And that's facts. And that's not me, talking shit, being a Bucs fan. I'm being realistic. And that's facts. Here we go. Amber M, another Saints fan. Here's the problem, though. Smith and Harris are injury prone. Callaway hasn't proven himself as a complete number 2. Exactly. Shriek, CP3 choked like the Falcons. Uh-oh. Oh, my. I went to buy some of the comments. Let me go back here a little bit. Wow, it just jumped all kinds of comments here. Oh, Saints fans, you crack me up. Not really Amber M. You don't crack me up, or Calvin Griffin, but definitely Nola and Truly Greens. Sometimes the head is in the clouds, and you can tell. Big Hotes. So do you think Jameis will have a crazy comeback year? For Saints fans' sake, you better hope so. Taysom Hill proved that he can't be the true quarterback 1. He's probably going to throw a lot of picks. He can, take some chances and go down the field. But my personal feeling is the Saints aren't going to make the playoffs. You're going to be 9-8 or 8-9. Maybe second or third place, depending on how good the Panthers do. And then you're going to have to find, the next Drew Brees. Jameis is not good enough to lead that team for years to come. And if you think he is, you're fucking crazy. And if anyone would know, it would be me. You know what I mean? You just can't think, we got fucking Sean Payton. He'll turn him around. Get the fuck out of here. You don't even have the personnel to turn it around with Jameis. And he's a knucklehead. So once a knucklehead, always a knucklehead. But, hopefully for your guys' sake that he ends up having a decent season. Calvin says, Jameis would have had an awesome year if they had a number 2 wide receiver. A better chance. That's facts. All right, here's Truly Greens with his comeback. Let's see what he says. Callaway already had a breakout year. We went half a season without MT13. He barely even made the playoffs without him. Come on, bro. Stop saying things that are so biased. Come on, my guy. Big Jim Cruz, will you announce when the fantasy league starts? Absolutely. As we get closer into the preseason and the regular season, I will announce, a drawing to have the spots. It'll be me. Zini Panini won it last year. Obviously, the only female in the league, and she ended up drafting really well. So we'll have 8 spots available. But I will make an announcement here on YouTube, and then I'll draw names. And then if you want to be a part of it, hopefully you can be a part of the Fantasy Football 2021 Northwest Sports Fanatics Fantasy Football League. And that's big facts. Let's see here. Now a little back and forth with the Saints fans. Let's see here. Right here, exactly. Calvin Griffin. Harris may be the best return in the league. Facts. But breakout receiver, he is not. See, and that's what Truly Greens needs to realize. You know what I mean? Like, you can be a Saints fan and love your team, and you can bleed the colors, but you have to understand when you compare your team to previous teams, previous lineups, as well as other teams in the division and in the NFL in general. The team doesn't look on paper as good as it was in the last 4 or 5 years. That's not saying that they can't have a decent year, but to act like those guys are just as good as Emmanuel Sanders and other guys that you guys have had in the past, you're kidding yourself. And that's facts. Shrek says Booker's got 40. I see that. I'm getting caught up here. Nathan Dotson says I like football and wrestling, no other sports. Let's see here. Big Jim Cruz. Mad facts when you remember your Fanatics. Damn right, man. Eagles. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles. Damn right. Bucks fans are salty as fuck. Yeah, not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but the Milwaukee Bucks. That's facts. Let's see here. Yeah, you definitely got to keep Harris on returns. You don't even really want him at wide receiver 2 or 3. You want him to be as deadly as possible like Taysom Hill. Don't put him at quarterback. Let him be running back, tight end, wide receiver, occasionally a quarterback, read option, RPO. You want to be able to have your best players, play to their strengths, not force them to play something that they might not be fully comfortable in. And that's big facts. Tess in the building. I'll be popping in now. Glad to see you here. What to do? Tess in the building. How are you? Let's see here. I'm getting closer and closer. Truly Greens. Now, this is a statement that will make anyone laugh. I'm not being biased. I'm just saying what's coming out of my head. Sean said it himself, so it must be true. Once again, Deontay on offense. But you think that the team is going to make the playoffs. You think the team is going to be better than they are. And you got other Saints fans in the building that are telling you otherwise. What does that tell you? It's not me and a bunch of Bucks fans telling you this. You got Saints fans that are just as big a fan as you, if not more, telling you that you're wrong. And you got to take that in consideration. You'll know when your team is good. Just like when my team was good, you'll know it. But when my team is bad, you'll know it. You know what I mean? You don't need to sugarcoat shit. When the team is not good, you'll know it. That's facts. Big Jim Cruz. How will Devontae Smith do an Eagle? Fantastic. If he's as good as I think that he's going to be, he could end up being like a Hall of Fame type of wide receiver. He reminds me of Marvin Harrison. He's going to be quiet, calm, collected, NFL ready. Of course, Jamar Chase is going to be more sexy. He's going to be jumping off the page. Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb for the Cowboys, Justin Jefferson. Those are going to be guys that are going to pop off the page. But for guys that are going to put their head down and do work, it's going to be him. And he's going to be able to get a lot of targets. It's going to be Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, Devontae Smith. And regardless if Jalen Hurts is the long-term answer or not, Smith is going to be a guy that's going to get probably 10 targets a game or more. So it's going to be exciting to see what he can do. He might not be as sexy, and he might be a little undersized and a little small, but he can still He can still lift the weights and get a little bit bigger, but I absolutely love Devontae Smith. That's facts. Truly Greens. See, another thing right here. You're biased. I'm trusting Sean. I'm not being biased. No, you are. Because if you really think that just because Sean Payton says something doesn't mean it's going to come true. Because if that was the case, you guys would have won 4 straight Super Bowls. Come on, my guy. Come on. LA Rams in the building. What to do? What up, everybody? How are you, my guy? And this is just me trying to let you know to be more realistic of a fan. Be more realistic as a fan. Memopolis in the building. What to do? LA Rams, he said, hit the fucking like button, smash the like button, donate to your boy. And like I said, this is a Q&A, and I'll probably be doing these Q&As pretty often because I know you guys like to get, my feedback, pick my brain. And obviously, once we get questions firing off, you're going to get other fans maybe of your team, like the Saints, in the building, and then they'll be able to fire away their opinion as well. So I know a lot of y'all have a lot of opinions and a lot of questions, but remember, I'm not some fucking idiot douchebag on YouTube. I cover all 32 teams. No really other YouTube does to the extent of what I do. Team websites, film study, predictions, fantasy football. I mean, throughout everything that I cover, I don't think there's anyone else that has better content than me on YouTube or social media in general. I've proven it year in and year out, that I don't have the bias. I call it right down the middle. If my team is good or if my team is bad, I'm not a bandwagoner. It's not like I've been a Bucs fan for a year. I've been a Bucs fan since 95. I've been watching football since 1985. That's probably before you were even born, Truly Greens. So, I know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be right 100% of the time, but if you really look at my breakdowns and my analysis, I break things down, with facts. Stats, and I come up with predictions that fucking come true. Ask Eagles fans. I said that the Eagles were going to win the Super Bowl the first year on YouTube, right? A lot of people didn't think it was going to happen. I said they were going to win big by 9 or 10. What happened? They won big by 9 or 10. So obviously I got a little bit of that ESP. I can see the future, not ESPN, but ESP. So, and as like I said, it's not like I'm trying to, call you out, Truly Greens, but it's for you to be able to be realistic about some of the statements that you think are true. Just because your fan base says it, of course that's what they're going to say. Oh, we're going to try to be good. We're trying to make the Super Bowl. What's Sean Payton supposed to say? Oh, we're going to go out there and we're going to be a 9-8, 8-9 team. No fucking way he's going to say that. He already knows the holes that they have in the team. And the draft wasn't the greatest either. You guys might have some of those guys like Peyton Turner and these guys that pan out, but there could have been a lot of other talent that you guys could have picked up. And that's big facts. Cyberpunk 53, bang, $20, my boy. What it do? I appreciate you guys. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Ryan Schrick. No one thinks any wide receiver on the Saints besides MT is wide receiver 2 caliber. When you think wide receiver 2, you think about Godwin, Lockett, AJ Brown. Well, I think AJ Brown's number 1. Julio's a 2. But exactly. See, this is someone that knows football from a fantasy football standpoint, or just football in general. I don't follow just Tampa Bay. I follow all the teams, okay? Those are wide receiver 2s. And there's no way in hell the Saints have anyone even in the stratosphere of Godwin, Lockett, and maybe AJ Brown or Julio, even though AJ Brown is my wide receiver 1 on that particular team. Big Jim Cruz, rip, Mr. Wonderful. I did see that. I always hate it when wrestlers die. He was getting a little bit weary, a little bit older. I know he had to have people help him, put his hands up and whatnot. But rest in peace, Mr. Wonderful. I hate when wrestlers die, and that's big facts. Look at this right here. Bang! Cyberpunk 53. Bang, 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 bang. $20. NWSF. Gang, gang, gang. Let's go. Do you think Sherman is done in the NFL? Man, he wasn't signed by a team. He drank 2 bottles, a bottle of Hennessy and a bottle of tequila or vodka. Said he was going to hang himself. If you listen to the phone recording, it was going to attack his wife or his children. I don't know what the hell is going on. I have no idea what is going on, with Richard Sherman. It's definitely scary to think, you know what I mean? He's not that type of guy. He's one of the most intelligent players in the NFL. He went to Stanford. They're definitely very misunderstood, but I think a lot of teams are going to be very weary now. It's is he off his rocker? Is it COVID? Is it what's going on? Is he tripping because he didn't get signed yet? I mean, but there is a chance that maybe teams start to pass on him. Maybe kind of the Colin Kaepernick kind of effect. Richard Sherman's career could be over, because even if you need a corner, you might just want to go for someone else, because Sherman's getting a little bit older, right? And if he's going to be a liability like this, there might be a chance that might have been the last time that you saw Richard Sherman play football in the NFL. And that's big facts. LA Rams. You hear the Rams got new jerseys. Come on, bro. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm always reading, everything NFL. Of course I saw the new jerseys. They're fire. Like I said, as a fan of the NFL, I would love to have that jersey and Aaron Donald, throw that in the closet, future Hall of Famer. I love the jerseys. I mean, I know with the other Rams jerseys and the helmet combination, some people were talking shit and didn't like them. Sometimes change is needed for a franchise. If the Rams win the Super Bowl this year or beat Tampa Bay, I wouldn't be shocked. Matthew Stafford is a top 6 quarterback right now, in my opinion, moving into the 2021 season. There's a lot of guys that you could put ahead of him, but Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, everyone is going to ball out with Sean McVay, being the mastermind, the genius behind everything. You got Aaron Donald, you got Jalen Ramsey. I'm really excited about not only the jerseys, but what the Rams are going to do this season, even if that means that I might end up taking an L to them in the playoffs. And that's big facts. Big Jim Cruz says, during that Super Bowl run is when I started watching you, man, and all the predictions and all the things that I said came true. They did come true, my guy, and that's big facts. Tess is in the building. What a deal. Jameson Mays. I will admit this is pretty awesome that the Tennessee Titans are putting Coach Bud Adams, Coach Fisher, and GM Floyd Reese to the Tennessee Titans Ring of Honor, Ring of Fame. Right. And obviously Monty Kiffin, got a little bit of that honor for my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like I said, the Titans are going to be so fun to watch. Fantasy football lore. You're going to be able to see Henry probably win the rushing title again if it ends up not being Run CMC, AK-41, Saquon Barkley, or someone else, or Dalvin Cook. Very excited to see what happens. But now they can end up pounding the rock like they did, but they can be a passing team. So instead of stacking the box, 8, 9 in the box, 10 in the box, you got to respect Ryan Tannehill and his arm. Yeah, there's no Jonnu Smith and Corey Davis, but you got Julio. I'm expecting the Titans to win the AFC South. I know the Colts defense will be top 5, but I don't trust Carson Wentz. That's the bottom line. I love Jonathan Taylor, right? T.Y. is getting old. Michael Pittman is not that great. So it's really going to be a thing of, can Darius Leonard and the rest of the defense, DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye, can these guys score points? I don't know if they're going to be able to score points. And if Carson can't score enough, the Titans are going to score. Their defense might not be the greatest, but they're going to be able to score points. So I still think the Titans will probably be the front runner to win the AFC South. The Colts should still be able to make the playoffs, but the Carson Wentz thing, it's a big if. We got to be able to see what happens there, and that's big facts. Muzz Perp, what up, G? What to do, man? How are you? Amber in the building as well. Yeah, you're correct. We're going to win now mode. We still have the window, but we don't have the wide receiver number 2. Facts. Let them know, Amber. Let them know. Calvin Griffin, let them know. See, at least we have Saints fans in the building that aren't delirious. And like I said, Nola doesn't know all the facts. Obviously, Truly Greens, maybe loves the team so much, just wants to believe that whatever Sean Payton says, or, loves the team so much that doesn't want to hear the outside noise. But you got to look at the league as a whole instead of just looking at your own team. And if you can do that, you see the league from my point of view, Ryan Schrick's point of view, people that understand football as a whole. He might be a Chiefs fan. I might be a Bucks fan, but we recognize talent. We recognize Godwin is a number 2. Tyler Lockett is a number 2. Julio or AJ Brown is a number 2. The Saints don't have a number 2. And even if you compare Emmanuel Sanders at the number 2, it's an aging number 2. Still could get you 5 to 10 touchdowns. But I mean, in this league, you got to have a number 2 that's pretty good. You're close to your number 1 if you want to succeed in the NFL, unless you're someone like the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Where you have Tyreek the Freak Hill, but then you got the best wide receiver, Travis Kelce, however you want to say it. Because I guess, we've all been saying Travis Kelce's name wrong for all these years. And that's big facts. Let's see here. Ryan Schrick, Aaron Donald will definitely be a top 5 defensive player all time. He might be number 1. Also, Lawrence Taylor, consensus best defensive player of all time. Well, he was on cocaine, though, right? So if you're on cocaine, I mean, you think you can do anything. So obviously, Lawrence Taylor was, having sex with 2 or 3 girls in a hotel room, doing a couple 8 balls. I mean, of course, if you're crazy like that, drinking beers, doing drugs, Of course he was crazy. Of course he was a great linebacker. But obviously he was influenced by drugs. So, I mean, with that being said, that's almost like the Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds thing. Not as much because obviously cocaine will go in your system and go out. Steroids obviously is going to be one of those things where, where you had McGuire and Bonds and Rafael Palmeiro. And obviously with those things, they're different. But, Lawrence Taylor is one of the better linebackers ever. That's facts. But it's tough. It's tough to kind of compare the two. Aaron Donald, you could argue right now, Aaron Donald is the best NFL player overall. Patrick Mahomes is great, right? But if you're looking at overall talent, week in, week out, game in, game out, of course the quarterback's going to have the ball in his hand, so everyone is going to lean more towards Mahomes. But for me to be a defensive guy, offensive line guy, I mean, if you said Aaron Donald is the best player in the NFL, and he has been, there's a lot of facts that support that. He might not be able to single-handedly win you games like sometimes Patrick Mahomes can because he's got the ball in his hands. But Aaron Donald, if you look at what he's done, coming out, from Pitt and everything that he's done, in the game, he's one of the greatest players that we've ever seen play the game. I would love to have Aaron Donald on my team, and that's big facts. Let's see here. Big Jim Cruz. So can't wait for those Kelly Greens to show up for the Eagles. I can't wait for the throwbacks. I can't wait until we get the throwbacks. With the Buccaneers, pirate knife in his mouth, give me some of those creamsicle unis. If they make the creamsicle unis, but they get the white ones, right, with the creamsicle numbers, I'm getting one. I'm definitely getting one. Gonna get Devin White, Levante David. I still haven't bought a Brady jersey. He won the Super Bowl for me. I got a Brady t-shirt from a friend. And at some point, I'll probably buy a Brady jersey just to throw it in the closet just as a memory. But I'm a defensive guy, and I usually like to get guys that we draft, not guys that we bring into free agency. But with Brady, that might be something a little bit different. Let's see here. LA Rams says the Colts will win 11-6 this season. Possibly. That possibly, right? But if that's the case, the Titans might go 12-5. You know what I mean? Or maybe maybe the Titans go 11-6 and the Colts, go 10-7. You know what I mean? They're going to be close based off their record. I think the only thing that's going to separate the Titans and the Colts, 1 or 2 games. There's definitely not going to be a 3-game gap unless Carson Wentz absolutely fucking blows or he gets hurt. And that's big facts. Let's see here. Tracy in the building. What an ending in the Bucks versus Suns. Booker should have been fouled out. Yeah, it's crazy to see everything that's been going on, obviously, in the NBA. Obviously, I had to tune in. I've told guys at work that the Bucks were going to win. They're at home, so the referees are going to be able to cater, to the home team, right? Because what does the NBA get? They get money, right, as the series gets extended. So even though the Suns might be the better team and they're trying to win for CP3, and eventually the Suns are probably going to win the championship, right, in 6 or 7, but if they can end up prolonging the series, more money, more fans, more viewership, and obviously if we saw that game, it was called kind of one-sided, and they definitely are always going to call the game for the home team. That's just how it is. It doesn't matter if it's a regular season game or if it ends up being a playoff game. They're always going to call fouls in favor, of the home team. And then we saw the Bucks end up pulling away. 109-103 was the final, and they're tied 2-2. So we'll have to see where it goes. Suns in 4. Well, we didn't end up seeing Suns in 4, but we'll see. The Bucks still have a shot to be champs, but right now I think Phoenix is the better team playing together, as a unit. But if you got Giannis out there, anything is fucking possible. And that's big facts. Let's see here. Scrolling down, Ryan Schrick. Aaron Donald's ridiculous. He requires 3/5 of the offensive lineman to block him so he doesn't get to the QB. Exactly. No one gets more double, triple, and quadruple teams than Aaron Donald. And with that even being said, to get almost 20 sacks in a season at D tackle, think about that. I mean, when guys get, 15 sacks or above and they're a D end or an outside linebacker or middle, you're like, wow, this guy's a fucking stud. It's unheard of a Warren Sapp of this generation to get like 19.5 or 20 sacks. And he did that just a couple years ago. So that's why you can definitely argue Aaron Donald might be the best player overall with Patrick Mahomes in the league right now. And that's big facts. Little Uzi Vert, bang, $10. He donated once, and then he donated again. Middleton is clutch, 40 bomb by him, Bucks in 6. Well, you need Middleton to play good. He plays good at home, but sometimes not good on the road. So congratulations, because I know you're a big Packer fan and you're a big Milwaukee Bucks fan, but it'll be interesting to see if they can still play good on the road. They're going to have to play good on the road to be able to win this championship and the Larry O'Brien. And I don't know if they're going to be able to hoist that Larry O'Brien unless Middleton and the supporting cast play good on the road. Louis Palco in the building. Truth in the building. What to do? Let's see here. LA Rams says Aaron Donald got a YouTube channel about his life. I know it's cool when the NFL players have the YouTube channel, so you can see kind of behind the scenes. I've seen Tyreek the Freak Hill, with his YouTube channel. A lot of these other guys as well. It's definitely cool to be able to see the behind the scenes with the extra behind the scenes, and it's not even NFL Hard Knocks, which we're going to be able to see the Dallas Cowboys here very shortly, which I'm very, very excited. Big Jim Cruz. NBA needs the Olympic refs. Well, obviously, if you've seen the Olympic refs, they started off 0-2 and lost to Australia because they're not calling the fouls. And if you don't call the fouls like that, it shows you can't win games. Shout out to Uzi Vert, my boy. 2 donations. His first 2 donations to me, maybe ever. I'm not sure. I know Uzi said that was one of the first ones that he donated. $10 on the first one, $10 on another one. Much love, man. Your boy's always grinding. I'm always working hard. And I had a couple show ideas lined up, but I figured, I made spaghetti for the fam, and I was going to, do a little bit of the game, while I was on the couch or in the bedroom. But, I was like, let's do a fucking Q&A. I don't think I've ever done a Q&A. A lot of y'all, love the channel. You love me. A lot of y'all are very intelligent, very smart, very passionate. And like I said, I love answering your questions as well as just, kind of bantering and talking football with y'all. Because, like I said, we're getting closer and closer to preseason. I'm going to be getting a flat screen, it sounds like, about next week. And obviously I'll have the flat screen and the, wall mount. I'm excited, so if I could end up doing maybe another NBA Finals game, maybe a little baseball, preseason, that's the main thing. I wanted to make sure I had everything set up for preseason games, because even though it's preseason, I still want to be able to get that going, before we get into the NFL season, and that's big facts. Let's see here. I'm getting caught up. I think I'm finally caught up here. Titans defense was trash last year. They still made the playoffs. So defense is going to be very improved this year. Lost some pieces, obviously, in free agency. Brought Bud Dupree in. We'll see if he can stay healthy. Should be an impact guy. But with Vrabel and everyone that you got on the roster, offense should be lit. One of the big losses that no one's really talking about is Jack Conklin. From Jack Conklin to go from the Titans, and then, obviously you had Taylor Lewan. That was great. But then Conklin ended up going to the Browns, and then now the Browns are a great team. So I kind of wish Jack Conklin was still on the Tennessee Titans for your sake, but it should be a very exciting year, moving forward. I can't wait to be able to see. I've already gotten, like I said, about 10 people that have given me the thumbs up, that they're going to come through and watch games with your boy. So like I said, I got my boy Joey Gomez, Chargers fan, my boy Swaggy P, Colts fan that you guys saw in the NFC Championship game against the Packers, as well as the Super Bowl. I got, my stepsister's husband, Matt, big Packers fan, and a lot of other fans of a lot of other teams that are going to be coming in. So you're going to see a lot of faces with your boy watching games. And obviously I want you guys to be able to open them, with open arms, meet them with open arms. And we're going to have a lot of fun this season, a lot of reaction videos, a lot of live streams. I'm going to put in a lot of work. Obviously, I'm still working the full-time job, doing the warehouse thing. I'm bloody and bruised every day. But you guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I truly would not want any other fan base besides you guys. You guys make me happy. You guys make me smile. And like I said, it's always tight to be able to remember everyone's name, what team you guys root for. And you guys know I always bring the heat, the passion, the energy. I got custom nicknames for the rookies this season. I'm going to be able to, come up with a lot of custom catchphrases that Madden will probably steal. Like, it's 12 noon. You know what time it is? It's time for a sack lunch. Yum, 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 yum. There's going to be a lot of those. So I'm going to be coming up with a lot of original material that I know someone's going to steal on Madden, ESPN, Skip and Shannon, Good Morning Football, and Pat McAfee Show and all those. I'm still going to be working hard, and I know there's going to be other opportunities that are going to open up, but I'm really excited to be able to do live play-by-play and reaction, and for you guys to be able to join me and to be able to watch games this season. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. And like I said, with the side scrolling here on the bottom, I'll be able to see if I can play around with the scoreboard in the top right corner, obviously with this new format. But I'm also going to be able to, do the scoreboard on the bottom. And then I'll also be able to type in stats and little custom things, that I want to be able to touch on, during the broadcast. So especially if I have someone else that can be chiming in while I'm doing the typing, will definitely help. But you're going to be able to see the best year of the Northwest Sports Fanatics. This is going to be year 5 for me, year 9 of the dream. So I've been recording for 9 years, 3.3, 3.4 million views, over 1,100 videos in the library since 2017, which is insane. And like I said, we're at 19.7 and some change. So lost a little bit of subs, after, the Super Bowl. Some people, unsub and they come back. Some people just unsub and never come back. But like I said, I'm going to try to earn everyone's sub, get over that 20K mark. Only have to gain, a couple hundred, which I know we definitely will do. But I want to make sure that we try to get, from 20K, 21, 22. And even if YouTube doesn't push me, I'm still going to put in so much hard work and energy and effort that if you guys can help support me and share the channel, tell friends, so that way we can get this channel up there with some of the other channels that have 40K, 50K, 100K subs. Because honestly, I feel with the hard work and the content, the green screen work, because you got to think I've learned everything on my own, thumbnails, green screen. I've had to really break down and learn everything from ground zero, to have 0 subscribers to where we're at now. And I definitely think that if YouTube would have been recommending my live streams and my videos, for the last couple years, we should be sitting at probably like 40,000 subscribers, not 20. But I'm not going to bitch. I'm not going to complain. It's just going to make me want to work harder. I'm not going to quit. I'm not a quitter. And like I said, the goal is eventually to try to get to that 50K, 100K, sub count, to try to go from 3.3, 3.4 million views to about 5 to 10 million, and to go from 1,100 videos to maybe over 2,000 to 3,000. So, you guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I mean, that's big facts. Jurassic Ninja in the building. Yo, bang, my guy. Happy Wednesday. Much love. Ramley in the building. Love the new jerseys. Like I said, these Q&As are probably going to be something that I'm going to start doing, on a regular basis. Because pretty much I can, do top 5 wide receiver, top 10, but you guys can ask me, like Anthony Ramirez did. He said top 10 wide receivers all time. Top 5 is a lot easier for me off the top. And then I got to do some research based off numbers and stats to give you my real 6 through 10. But like, that was a great question that I could have did a video on. But number 1, Jerry Rice, the GOAT. Number 2, Randy Moss. Number 3, T.O. Number 4, Megatron, Calvin Johnson. Number 5, Larry Fitzgerald. But there's other guys that you could put at number 5. Number 5 is debatable, but, it is what it is. Jurassic Ninja, bang, $5. Appreciate all you do for us fans, my guy. You the real MVP, Ramley. Thank you, man. And like I said, I think what really separates me from everyone else is that I really try to acknowledge everyone. I remember your names. I remember, what team you root for. I really try to have a connection with the fans. I know some of these other bigger channels, their heads get big. When they start getting sponsorship, when they start getting money, when they start getting donations, and then they start to forget where they came from. I will never forget the hard work, that what got me here. And I'm never going to forget you guys. I'm always going to be the same Orion. I'm always going to be the same Northwest Sports Fanatics, and no other YouTube channel has got a custom chain, especially from a Collegiate Art Designs, who makes the Oregon Ducks chain, who sponsors the channel. Definitely will be doing a lot of Oregon Ducks live streams. I'm going to be going to some games in Eugene, sitting front row behind the Duck bench to see Kayvon Thibodeau and evaluating the Pac-12 talent. Very, very excited for this season. Going to be doing a lot of college football, a lot of NFL, and then I'll sprinkle in a little wrestling, a little baseball, a little basketball, for fillers. But I'm definitely very excited for you guys. Amber M. You've been doing a great job, Orion. Continue to keep it up. Wish I could come into the stream. Well, technically you can, Amber M. So if you actually have a computer, even if you live in Nolens, right, and you can download StreamYard, right, and you have a decent internet connection, I can actually invite you to be on the show on here. I can actually have me, and then once I pay like the $20 a month, I think I can have 3 guests pop up on the screen. So we could have like you, me, and then 2 other people on the screen, as well as talking to all the fans in the chat. So like I said, if there's fans that are out there that I'm familiar with, like you, Ambram, there might be an opportunity where I can actually invite some of you guys to be a part of the channel, because I know a lot of these bigger YouTubers and streamers, they would never do that. But I want to be able to connect with you guys in ways that these other guys kind of take for granted. So if I can actually have some of you guys on the stream, and you guys can talk to me live on here. So, you guys would actually be like over here and over here, like sitting in the corners. And obviously my big old mug won't be as big. I'll be like on the left-hand side, kind of shrunk down a little bit. I think that would be awesome because I want to be able to have my friends, appear on here, that maybe are out of state, but also some of the Fanatic family members too. So I'm always going to be grinding. And that's a big fact. Jameis Amazing. Yep, you should already be at 50K. I think so too, man. I think I should be at like 40 to 50K. The first couple years, they promoted the channel, but I wasn't making any money. They were, putting the ads on the videos. We were getting a lot of recommendations. It would be like my video and then about 10 other videos below it. But now the way YouTube works with the algorithm and the analytics, it's like, you see my video, and then on the right-hand side for like recommended, it's like Skip and Shannon and Colin Coward and a bunch of bullshit. So it's kind of unfortunate that it is that, but I'm still going to work hard, and I'm definitely not going to quit anytime soon. I'm going to keep grinding and grinding and grinding. Big Jim Cruz. A show on current player rankings per position, please. Absolutely. Any kind of ideas that you guys have for the show, definitely, holler at me and, comment in the chat, and I definitely can go about that. So, I mean, I can go through quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and sometimes you could be, a top 5 running back, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a top 5 season. It's like Chris Carson. He might not be a top 5 running back. He might not even be a top 10 running back in this league. Probably somewhere, in that, 8 to 14 range. But if you go and look at his stats when he's healthy, he usually finishes the year with like top 6 stats or top 7 stats, believe it or not. So that's kind of a thing that you have to keep an eye on too, that you might not be an overall top 5 player, but if you finish with top 5 stats, I mean, that's really what it's about, right? Guys that overachieve or underachieve, guys who dominate, or maybe guys who flop. And that's big facts. Let's see here. Ryan Schrick, I saw your comment before, my guy. He said, I think Orion agrees that Trask. Oh, it's Brady, baby. It's Brady, baby. But I am excited to be able to see what Traskabe can do for me after Tom ends up retiring, and that's big facts. Definitely excited to see what kind of chemistry he can build with the rest of the squad and the rest of the team. And like I said, we're going to be at the season here very, very shortly. I mean, preseason is going to be just right around the corner. And it sounds like you guys really enjoyed this Q&A. I could start doing fucking Q&As every day. And then, like I said, if there's any other, questions that you have that I would do as a show, top 5 running backs, top 5 wide receivers, breaking news with Richard Sherman, losing his goddamn mind. I can always do that during the show, but I love the opportunity to be able to go through your questions and kind of vibe with you guys. So maybe I'll start doing these Q&As, and then you guys want to hop in and, answer your questions, show some love. I enjoy doing them. I knew this was going to be a good idea to do the Q&A, and I'm excited that the turnout was good. You guys are the best fans. You guys always show love, support me, through and through. You smash the like button. You donate to your boy when you can. You share it. You tell your friends. And like I said, we're going to be over 20K sooner than later. And like I said, once we get over that 20K number again, because if you guys remember, a lot of y'all, we hit 20K for the Steelers and the Ravens. Remember when the Steelers, got pushed out and pushed out and pushed out, and then they ended up playing like on a fucking Wednesday or something, and I did the live stream. We actually hit 20K on that particular live stream. So once we get back to 20,000 subscribers, I will do another NFL jersey giveaway. Like I said, just to show love to the fans, and hopefully, we can have fans that'll stay. It's just kind of unfortunate when, you get a fan, maybe that only wants the jersey or the prize, and then they unsub. I don't want necessarily people like that, but I know there's people out there, and it's hard to be able to keep subscribers and keep a fan base on YouTube. YouTube is the hardest platform to gain subscribers, keep subscribers, and to grow. If, like I said, if you're a good-looking female, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, easy. But for someone that, I'm not playing video games, I don't have highlights during the game that I can show because it's copyright. It's pretty much me and my voice, my knowledge, my voice, my passion, my energy, the content. And that's really what's going to help, the channel grow. But I really feel with my content and my energy is unmatched. I don't think you're going to get my content and my energy or my loyalty to you guys anywhere else. You guys obviously see it. You show it. And I'm really excited to be able to have you guys meet a lot of my homies. Like I said, there's probably going to be about 9 or 10 different ones that are going to show up throughout the year. A lot of them are super intelligent. They, have a real strong case for their teams, and they might be actually fans of your favorite team too. So it's going to be an exciting year for 2021 and beyond. I'm going to have a lot of people on the channel. And like I said, I would love to be able to have some of you guys, Fanatic family members that are loyal to the soil, that watch me all the time. And maybe you guys can be a guest on the show. So you can have me on the show and maybe a couple of y'all. And then we can talk to the rest of the people in the chat and have a great time, because I really want to get the fans involved, because without you guys, obviously I would not be, at the 20,000 subscriber mark, just right below it. I wouldn't be at the 3.4 million views. And I know we're just going to go up and up and up. And like I said, I'm going to give the best effort, the best energy. I'm going to be able to give you everything that I got, my heart and soul. And you got to think I work, in a warehouse job where I'm, unloading trucks, items that are 50 pounds, 80 pounds, 150 pounds. If I showed you my forearms, my wrists, my thighs, my legs, they're bloody, they're fucking bruised. I look like I got in a fight, and sometimes I get really, really gassed and tired. But even with that being said, you're still going to see me grind. You're still going to see me push. And if I didn't even tell you guys that information, you never would know. So there's not a lot of people that would be able to have a physical labor job like that and still put out the great content and have that loyalty, to the fan base. So I appreciate you guys very, very much. Jameis Ameza. Definitely do remember when the channel hit the 20K mark. Crazy schedule between the Steelers and the Ravens. And like I said, typically, I don't smoke. I don't hit the bong or hit joints or hit the pipe or drink beers or do shots. Once in a while, maybe, I might have some Coronas on the channel, but I usually like just to keep a level head. I don't want to be one of those channels where I'm just getting fucked up all the time. Of course, some of those channels, will get views and they'll get subs, but I want to give you guys good content. But, your boy gets thirsty. Your boy want to smoke at some point or another, maybe want to drink like some Coronas and whatnot. So it's going to be fun, but I hope you guys enjoyed the show. This Q&A was awesome. It turned out just like I thought it would. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. So many fucking donations from you guys. It's just crazy. Jurassic Ninja, $5. I'm going to see if I can scroll back and look. Little Uzi Vert, $10. Cyberpunk 53, $20. God, you guys are the best fans on planet Earth. Let's try to go through some of these before I actually end the stream so we can see these. Bang, Jurassic Ninja. Appreciate all you do for us fans, my guy. You the real MVP. Ramily, love you, man. Appreciate you. That's love. I mean, it's one thing for someone to sub to the channel. It's one thing for someone to share your video, but to donate your hard-earned money, to someone like me, I will never forget it. I will never forget you guys. I always say thank you. I love you guys. It really means a lot. All the hard work, all the film study, all the long nights, trying to watch the film and the team website. So that way I'm on top of everything. It makes it all worth it for times like this. Little Uzi Vert, $10. Middleton is clutch. 40 bomb by him. Bucks in 6. Not Suns in 4, like Suns in 4 guy, but Bucks in 6. Second donation all time by him. He did a first one in the show, and then he did another one. Then I got another awesome donation. Cyberpunk 53, $20. You think Sherman is done in the NFL? Quite possibly. I hope he gets some help, because obviously drinking 2 bottles and saying that you're going to hang yourself and attack your wife, not a good look. It won't let me go up any higher with some of the other donations, but that's just a couple of them here within the last probably half hour. And there was quite a few more after that. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. And just like Tess would say, thank you to all interacting in the chat, to the viewers and all the support. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I love you guys. And like I said, this Q&A was great. So shit, maybe I'll just start doing Q&As. You know what I mean? I'll still do my, my show, but if you guys like this type of format, you guys can ask me anything, comment on anything, and I'll go through pretty much everyone's comment the best that I can, besides some of the bantering that goes back and forth with some of the Saints fans, which I love, and all the, things that go on. But you guys are the best fans on planet Earth. You already know what it is. NWSF Chain Gang in the building. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I got to take a shower, get ready for obviously work tomorrow, early morning. 6:30 in the morning is when I start. Got to start unloading trucks, which is crazy. Get off at 3, which is nice. So now with this job, if games start at like 5, it'll give me a couple hours to, have a Monster or a Red Bull or a coffee or take a shower to kind of get re-energized. But it's going to be amazing, this 2021 season. Season 5 for your boy. I am so grateful for you guys. Like I said, you guys are the best fans on planet Earth. And sometimes people wonder, if you had the Michael Jordan rookie card still today, right, that I had, to start the channel, and I sold it for the iMac, which was $3 or $4 grand that you see me on, the speakers, 1,000, the microphones you see me talk on, 1,000. So, even though when I sold the Jordan, for 5-6K, it's worth 20K now. People ask, do you wish you still had the PSA 9 1986 Michael Jordan rookie card or the 20,000 subscribers? And without a shadow of a doubt, it's the 20,000 subscribers, because all the friendships that I have on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and on here on YouTube, it means everything to me. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And just like my boy James Amazing said, such a great night. Everybody stay safe and be well. I'll be back tomorrow as long as everything falls into place. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your night. And I got one question for you. By the way, Orion, looking good. Thank you, man. Got a little tan. Got to go on a little vacation. Got a little sun in me. Got a little tan. Feeling good. Mentally, I feel great. So I appreciate that. By the way, Orion, looking good. You look healthy. I feel healthy. I feel great. So Tess, Calvin, Jameson Meza, Truly Greens, Shrick, everyone, Amber, everyone in the building. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. And I got one question for you. Well, talk sports like us, you boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. NWSF Chain Gang in the building. Have a great rest of your night. I'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy your night. Peace. Gang.